without core branches, there is no sustainability for engineering, to be frankly. As this is my personal opinion, and there is no more. The second thought for myself, madam.
Yeah, that's a wonderful answer. In fact, and this is something which I asked many people. We had many more speakers from coming from the mechanical engineering, and I have asked the same question because yes, a few years ago it was difficult to get admission into engineering, mechanical engineering especially. But now, though the trend is more towards CSC, but it is a fact that mechanical, electrical, civil, they are all core branches. Yes, we were talking about one more question I would like to ask because you're from mechanical engineering. In our state, the number of girls coming to mechanical engineering is quite less. So, what is this ratio in your state?
Currently, we are having very good number, madam. Generally, we are having a strength of 120, which means two sections. Out of those two sections, approximately 30 number of girls were available. So it is really a good number. Even while we are studying at the time of 60 to 60, we are guys. While we are studying at the time of BTech, 7 members of girls. So as compared to that days, these days were they were getting awareness, madam. Of course, even though these much of global competent, we are having a good amount of girl ratios. What generally we are having a thought why the girls may not be opt for mechanical engineering in the sense they're having a simple I mean, how they were feel it in the sense, okay, we need to run on the machineries. Therefore, how we can make it our muscle powers. We need to use like this kind of, might be we are having a small kind of thoughts in this way manner. And they were feel that a girl, how it can able to sustain for the machines. These kind of wording, it might be avoiding. And right now, all AICT also, what they were doing that they were avoiding and they were mixing with all the kinds of branches. They were accumulating all together. They were furnishing like very beautifully, which means whatever it might be, take your branch, you can survival in any kind of corner. Like this, they were trying to do it. Whichever they might be having this particularly of core branches, the core branches having better amount of credits, and the rest of the branches also they were given the same kind of priority on that. This is right now going on in with respect to AICT, neither UGC also, they were recommending as the same, madam. So I feel that then doesn't need to bother even for the girls. They can comfortably take in the mechanical engineering for the betterment of their careers. We can assure very comfortably in that matter. Because we are, I'm an a placement uh, coordinator, madam, in mechanical engineering. In the last year itself, 95 placements were occurred out of 120. Out of those 95, more than 60% of the placements only with respect to the, TCS, like whichever you are having a coding branch, coding programs, that was only occurred. Which means we are having a best opportunities even we are studying the mechanical engineering itself. So they can anyone can opt mechanical engineering very comfortably without any hesitations.
Yeah, that's really great to know. In fact, yes, many readers that are listening to us. So, my dear readers, we are listening to Dr. Shiva Shankar, and that's given such a great explanation. Yes, there is a fear among the girls. I think somewhere don't know this among the girls, or there is a family pressure that they don't come for mechanical. They don't offer. Like now, we are having more girls in civil and the electronics and computer science, like more number of girls than the boys. But the mechanical still there are very less girls in our state also. That was really a great explanation given by you, and obviously the students who are aspiring to be engineers in the future, they should be listening to this, of course. And after doing engineering, what reasons for becoming an educator? Why did you choose
sorry,
to be
madam. Actually,
a professor? Yeah, I was asking. Yeah.
Ma'am, a bit of fall of signaling, madam. Could you please kindly repeat your question? I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, it's okay. So I was asking, what is the reason that you choose to be a professor in engineering college, and why not any other career?
Thank you, madam. Thanks for your asking a question once again. And actually, I'm not initially as a professional, madam. Initially, I worked as an industrialist only. I have done more than 5 years of experience in industry itself, madam. I worked as a site engineer. I worked in particularly in naval ship itself. And similarly, I serving as a site engineer, erection engineer. After that only I came to a mechanical engineering profession, madam. Profession, why I appeared in the sense whenever we are having a more amount of higher education, we never felt that much easily on site engineers. Site, uh, generally, we are opting for more amount of education. Generally, we thought that we definitely need to move closer to our family, and family burdens might be more. Then obviously we have to get uh, more contacted with respect to the family. This is only the reason I maybe opt for the higher education and made it according to that. Before we are having the best career opportunities, madam. To be frankly, on BTech up to the BTech, if you can see that while they were completion of their graduates, better opportunities they were having, madam. As compared to the masters, as compared to the PhDs, BTech careers of mechanical engineers, they were having abundant opportunities, even the current scenario also. Because like a mechanical engineering having a feasibility, what we are trying to say that they are having a feasibility on site engineers. Every constructions they were required that a mechanical engineering. Every industry they needed for the erection purpose, commissioning purpose, or even for quality assurance purpose point of view, welding, even QA, QC point of view, non-destructive testing way manner point of view. There we are having abundant number of opportunities. Even Gulf countries also, they were offering huge number of opportunities for the mechanical engineers exclusively for BTech careers. And similarly, way manner point of view, while we can have a best thought in terms of white collar jobs, like how we are doing a coding programming, programmers like the same kind of a fashion, we are also having softwares like Katia, Proe, Creo, Unigraphics, and SolidWorks. We are having analysis. There we are having ANSYS package. The basic of AutoCAD, anyhow, we are having. This is the mother one. So all these kind of particularly softwares, if you learn any one or two, it may not be required of more number. Any one or two, if they might be learned, that they will opt for the white collar jobs. Maybe we are having initially the salary may not be that much higher, but the future it might be very low. The best glow they might be able to see in this. And even we know very well in Gulf countries they were having the best opportunities, madam. So I think that career wise, what we are trying to see in that career. I mean that if you can move, definitely move. Everywhere we are having an opportunity. As in of my case also, as an BTech, I have a best career. There is no doubt about that. I did a fantastic work in industries, madam.
Yeah, that's great to know that because but I just saw in your profile in the LinkedIn, it only mentions about your work as a professors, your papers and patents. And just like yes, you also told about you have number of papers in SCI and Scopus. So I wanted to know what exactly is your research area and something like the research that you have done in your PhD. So what was that about?
Yes. Ma'am, actually, I did for making of metal matrix composite by using reinforced with a coconut shell ash. Generally, in our Hindu tradition, we will, I mean that we will directly offer a coconut for the god. After that, there we are having a shell. The but shell is very hardest substance we are having that it should consisting of lignin content. Even you can see that we will try to soak in the water. It couldn't able to absorb that much quickly of water content. So what I thought that we are also seeing few number of very less amount of research going on at the time of 2013 at the time. I started my PhD at those time itself. So on 2013 we are started. That time very few guys they were done on coconut shell ash. So therefore, what I did it, those coconut shells I grabbed it and tried to crush it, make it in terms of a powder, add it in aluminum. Of course, aluminum is a lightweight material. Even though those lightweight couldn't have better strength, but to improving of the strength point of view, I try to add it. these coconut shell ash particulates. While we are adding that, then the properties were improved. Generally, directly we are taken the coconut shell, it couldn't able to improve the properties. So for those one, what we are did in this sense, we will prefer treatment point of view. There we are having a plasma reactor. Upon those reactor, we will try to make it according to that. So while we are added that, and then we will move on for the further studies. Their further studies, I made it in tribological performance by using with, ambient condition as well as elevated temperature, I made it. And similarly, the manner point of view, I also did in missionability conditions. I did few number of other parameters like optimization, I made it. And I succeeded with respect to my experimentation. Therefore, I achieved it, my papers. And one thing we have to definitely kept our think as very comfortable and very, you never and ever get it down, madam. Even we are getting 10 times of paper rejections. Even you never and ever worried about that one. You try to do your work continuously according to that. You try to improve yourself. That's why only I achieved it like this. This is only the thing of mine, madam. I try to compare with some of the things.
Yeah, that's really good to know. In fact, from the coconut shell sounds like that could be done.
Yeah.
That was really well because being from an electronics diagnosis, well, I never thought of it actually. And yes, I was seeing the list of patents. So you have also got patent for it.
Yes, ma'am. Even grant also I obtained that. Even for whatever I had that coconut
Yeah.
shell ash. Right now we are already received grant in the last month only, madam. Very recently we are attained. I was granted in the month of December. I received it. We are succeeded very well in that, madam. And
Yeah,
the
that's
other
really
two we are running right now in EVs, particularly uh, station charging station point of view. We thinking and we are directly made a small filing according to that, but we have to improve a lot on that. Initially, we are tried it for that. That is one only, madam. The other concept we are having for that is very simple concept, schooling channels. We are doing the work according to that also. That should be a collaboration works of both. But whatever I achieved, my great grant, that completely as my research work.
wow, that's great. And yes, you have also two more patents like besides this. One is low cost smart e-vehicle charging station with battery
Yes,
swapping technology. I think it is the most
yes,
recent one that you have. So
yes,
can
madam.
you just tell
Madam.
something about this? Can you just tell something
Yes,
about
madam.
that?
Yes, surely, madam. Nothing what we are having the feasibility. We are also having in outer, out of India, exclusively on USA, Japan, we are having this kind of swapping technology. But unfortunately, in my country, we couldn't have. India, we couldn't have, madam. But Tatas, they were trying with this battery swapping technology. In our college, we are on our own, we are prepared in EV vehicles. But those EV charging, it might be sustained only for 6 hours for running according to the purpose point of view. Continuous charging may not be feasible, madam, because we can run for 60 kilometers. After that, like petrol bunks, they never and ever feasibility. And generally, customers, how they might be thinking these sense, if like a refill, we will have wherever we might be having very closer stations, we need to fill our fuel and we need to move on forward. Who might be interested for wait and do the charging, and you might be go forward. For charging point of view, approximately it should be take for more than minimum cases as less as possible, more than 2 hours it should be taken, madam, for attaining the full charging of the battery. So therefore, what we thought that we will try to swap again the battery, the same kind of company, the same kind of compositions, whatever we might be having that, we will try to make it in a charging. We simply remove the battery, and wherever we are having a fill stations, like our identity card, the bike model number, if we will enter, and the customer name, it might be registered over there. If they will provided proper details, automatically the charged battery should be coming out and empty battery should be pushed inside. Those kind of technology we are trying right now. But we don't know, but we are trying for our level best. we have to do a lot of work for that. It may not be completed at all right now. But now you are already known very well. Tata Chemicals, they were recently developing for a DC charges. Those one it is only taking for 30 minutes for full charging point of view. That kind of technology might be occurred. I don't think so. The swapping technology may not be needed according to that. We thought that. But of course, however, we are having a fuel stations like that. The charging stations also, it should rapidly need to increase in our India. Then only these all the things it might be visible in this matter. But battery swapping technology, we are having that wherever we are having 60 kilometers around that, it's very comfortable for the riders. We feel that one concept in that is also we try to register in 2018 only. Right now, it is already mostly completed for 4 years. More advanced fields were occurred already in this, madam. As an electrical engineer, you know better than me in this particular of technology. I think so.
Yeah, that's great to know about like your work on e-vehicles, and especially because that is the trend today. Nowadays, more and more number of e-vehicles are coming in the market, so we need more research over it, and that's great to know that someone like you are working on this. And so you have also won an award. You were awarded with a young researcher in ICRIC in 2016. So can you just tell something about this award?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, Young Researcher Award, it should be provided on 2016, madam. It should be given by our organization, GIIT Gunpur itself. Uh, there I presented a paper on exclusively of fly ash particulates, whose reinforced with treated and untreated particulates, along with tribological performance. Tribological, it represented that how the wear behavior of a material can occur, which means that if I traveled for 5,000 kilometers, for those 5,000 kilometers, how much material might be eroded, how much material loss it should be occurred. Upon that, I try to work it according to that. And there only I attain a best paper award, as well as throughout my career point of view, they were considered for 1 year of my research, and they were grant me as Young Researcher Award. So 2013, I'm really a young over the time to 27 years at those time only. Therefore, we are achieving. And recently also, I received an award, madam. Uh, those particularly award upon we are recently developed a automated medical dispenser system. Right now, in outside of the markets, we are having abundant number of automated dispensers. I mean, like without a human presence, I try to provide medicines either for the patient or neither. We need to give in our society point of view. After 11 o'clock, you can see in our uh, roadside, there is no medical shops might be available. If anyone might be needed any kind of emergency, like a simple kind of a paracetamol, those may not be needed of medical prescriptions. That is only I try to say, madam. Prescriptions might be there also, it can able to do. Both are the ways we are trying to do it. So there we are trying to provide the medicines. If you can scan your particularly of prescription, you can attain your medicines. Upon these one, we are also achieved one innovation award, 2022, and the month of December only I received this particular of award, madam. This is a new kind of concept. We felt that, and the entire model we are prepared, and fabrication also completed. We are donated to a government medical hospital. Approximately, it is taking for 28,000 rupees only, madam. In this is the same kind of technology we will try to did in or directly we want to buy in any outside of the market. It is approximately costing of 1.5 to 1.2. I mean, sorry, 1.2 to 1.5 lakh. So therefore, we enjoyed a lot, and that one month I felt very happy for donation of our medical dispenser to a government hospital too. That is our particular of concept, madam. You are only said now beyond education point of view, we have to think something. That is why we are doing it like that.
So that's great to know, and especially like you told, the cost of the uh, project that you developed, it was something around 28,000.
Medical dispenser, madam.
medical
medical
dispense.
dispenses.
And
Yes.
that already is available in the market at something 1.2 Alex, and such a great reduction in cost. In fact, yes, we should be working on that. In fact, just today morning I was discussing in my home that yes, technologies are improving, but we should be trying to develop a technology that is affordable. Because yes, though the technology, there's a lot of technology devices are there, but the people are not able to afford it. That's the greatest question. And yes, like you are doing the research, and there you're making the same thing at a very low price. In fact, it is something like 3 to 4 times lesser that you told. So
Yes.
it's really great to know about the medical dispenser. Because you have been doing a lot of research and that to some so different areas on e-vehicle and then something about the coconut shell and then this medical dispenser. Sir, what are some of your skills that you think that help you make this different kinds of research?
How we are managing in this, we have to give the priority for our health also, madam. First one, whenever we are healthy, our brain also working very healthy. This is the only thing we need to maintain. We can attain, we need to give the best collaboration, madam. One guy, they never and ever do it. Even if I develop any kind of swapping technology of electrical battery, neither we try to develop with an automated medical dispensers. A single person never did. We have a group. So I definitely need to congratulate for my entire group itself. So group we are having that we are coordinating very well according to that. That's why only we are attaining this kind of a best projects. I particularly recommended that health is wealth, madam. If you are how beautiful with your health, you are conscious with your health, obviously you will get the best ideas in your mind. If our health may not be supporting it, you never and ever getting any kind of achievements. Therefore, conscious with our health.
Yes, that is the greatest thing. We have to be conscious of our health. And the second thing that you talk about collaboration. Yes, we have to work in collaboration and in coordination. And because this resource is nothing like we alone, we can just think of something and we do it. That's not possible. We need people to cooperate with us, to support us, to work with us. And yes, you were talking about collaboration and all with others, but when you did so much of research, obviously, uh, there must have some incidents where you face some difficulties, some challenges in completing your research. Any such kind of incident?
Everywhere you are having a difficulties, madam. Without any obstacles, without any difficulties, no human might be survival. Difficulties whenever it should be occurred, you can overcome, the new thing. Exactly, for an example, there is no nothing a problem like there is no speed breakers in our road. We can run at any kind of speed, but if we might be having any kind of an obstacles, then only we need to know that how good you are driver. So even our research also should need to know that how much complication you might be occurred, that much strong you can able to bounce it. So I felt that yes, we are also facing a lot of particularly one. Even in my PhD career itself, we struggled a lot for particularly for analyzing of my data exclusively in characterization with manner point of view, even for preparation of a coconut shell ash into a ash. Coconut shell ash making may not be that much easy, and I felt that it is really a tedious work because of I directly burnt in atmosphere. It is forming directly as clinkers. Clinkers means like in stones. Those kind of one may not be useful for making of a powder. Therefore, we felt that I need to move on for plasma reactor, bear for more amount of temperatures, more than 1400 degrees centigrade, with respect to the addition of carbons. There it should be converting from SiO2 to SiC, I mean silica oxide to silica carbide one. Those kind of a technical terminology we are having for improving of our tribological properties, neither strengthening of our composite. That is one for converting a point of view. We faced a lot of one. These are all the things I learned from my particularly reviewers only. Reviewers, whenever I move on for the conference, whoever it might be, the chairpersons, they were asking few number of questionnaires. Those questions, whichever I face it, I really enjoyed it. and I learned whichever I don't know that. I accepted my mistakes wherever I made it. They were trying to rectify whatever they know that they were made it. They were given the best suggestion according to that. Therefore, I learned from the outside also. And similarly, the manner point of I said, no, everywhere we are having struggles. So I made it more stronger at the time only, madam. In PhD itself, I made it a lot of stronger. I faced a lot of struggles, even in with respect to the family constraints, neither with respect to the career point of view, and everywhere, every corner. That's why only PhD, it can gives you a best guidance in that. In your, if you are succeeded in your PhD, obviously we know what kind of struggles we can face it. Once we received a award, we don't know that obviously without any our knowledge, tears might be entered from our eyes because we know the pain what we did the work. Uh, no one might be know according to that. We only can able to judge what we are succeeded on that. So this is my story in this, madam.
Yes, of course, sir. No pain, no gain. That is what it is said. And when you're working on a research, it is not at all possible that I just do some coding today and it will start working and it will give the desired results. In fact, we have to keep on making a lot of changes until we achieve what we have written. Like, okay, we will be achieving this particular thing. We have to do a lot of experimentation, and that is what is research. If we just break down that word, re and search, have to repeat it. And yes, that's what research is about. And so, just a few tips for the audience, especially the engineering students, if they are watching us. So, just few tips for the students to have interest in their research, because nowadays it is becoming difficult. Though we are talking so much about innovations and status, but still somewhere it is difficult to gather the students or make this research interest for them. So few tips for the students to generate their interest in research and innovation.
To be frankly, research may not be came from somewhere, madam. Research always should be available with our surroundings only. Research, it may not be innovative. It should be more moderating, knowing what the real problem you have identified. For an example, I settle down in my home. I know that what kind of a problem I might be facing in my nearby location. You can see in that wherever we might be settled down for 5 minutes, there you can see a problem. The problem only, it is your guidance. So you can try to make a solution for that. That should be a best research. We doesn't need to think for somewhere, some corner, someone might be doing this is one, therefore me also try to do for that one. It never and ever made it according to that one. So therefore, what I thought that in the sense, research is an own interest. Everywhere you are having a problem. Therefore, you please try to motivate yourself, check a nearby the problem, do it, solve it, and fight for that. That is the best one you are having there. You believe yourself. If you are believing yourself, everything it should be visible. Never head it down. There is no pain, there is no gain. This is the true in what we are came to know that. There we are having a story of an eagle, madam. You see, for an example, while a eagle might be live for more than 30 years, its wings particularly become more and more weighter. Therefore, it couldn't able to fly for more amount of flights. What it should be doing in this sense, it should be taking a best amount of the pain and hitting to the rock. How much hitly, hardly in this sense, due to those hard hitting, the whichever you are having the feathers, it should be completely move it on away. That kind of hitting it might be doing that. Why it is taking that much amount of a pain for that in the sense, it want to live for more than few more days. I mean that few more years, like more than 15 years. If it couldn't able to take any kind of a pain, it can't able to survive on that. Therefore, it definitely take a pain with respect to my careers or anyone careers. Uh, this is only I try to say for our young generation point of view, madam.
Yeah, of course. That's right. We should be able to identify the problem. Like most of the times, what they do is they just nowadays there are websites where the codes are easily available. They will just copy the code and just work it up and bring a model in front of us. That's what they're doing. But yeah, we also suggest them always that yeah, don't go for those repetitive projects. Just see your around, just see around what a problem is there and what all problems the people are facing. Might be if you're trying to have some project in agricultural field, okay, just go and search what the problems that farmers are facing, and you can come with an innovative project. So that is always we need to tell the young generation. So that's really a great idea. And sir, uh, any more future projects that you're thinking about?
The day it should be presented by default. If our mind it should be good, it should be presented, madam. Yes, we are right now. We are thinking to develop uh, for a very least expensive EV vehicle, madam. We are thinking that generally in our outside EV vehicles, like a four-wheeler, that kind of one, it should be available for more than 4 to 5 lakhs. We try to make it around in 2 to 2.5 lakh only. This is one we are doing currently that. And we are also thinking for to designing a small size of universal testing machine. One machine we are trying to generating that. That one, of course, it is available in our side outside of the market also. We call it as on-spill tensometer. But those on-spill tensometers, it is approximately cost around of 2 lakhs rupees, madam. We are trying to curtail with respect to 1 lakh. 1 lakh around, we are trying to make it all the kinds of things. That those both we are having in our future projects. And similarly, we are also trying to do on gyroid structure development, 3D printing via using of 3D printing, which means within a shortest distance, we are trying to avoid it of heat elimination. So the main problem with any kind of component might be failure due to the heat only. So with a shortest range, we try to avoid the heat. So for those one, we are trying to use it as a gyroid structure. And in the 3D printing itself, we are trying to thinking how to reduction of the weight of a component. Like we might be using for a topological optimization, wherever we may not be required the material, we will eliminate that and we will try the best structural shapes. Like a different types of a lattice we will create it. These lattice also we are not taking from whatever it should be available. We are only taking from the nature. So nature exactly, we will try to set any kind of a B structures. You can see that any kind of hardest substance of any feather point of view or neither a leaf, we will consider that how you might be having a structure. That one we will see in that like biolattice. Those kind of biolattice structures we are taking and we will try to reduce the weight and providing the best strength for a component. This is one we are doing for our future projects, madam. These are the things we are having right now.
Wow, that's really great to know about your future projects, not just one or two. In fact, so many number of projects you're working upon. And the best thing that I would like to tell that everywhere you have mentioned a very important thing. Like, even just earlier, I said that technology should be made affordable. And that's what you're doing in all your projects. Some of the terms, though, I could not understand, but telling you very frankly. But the thing that what I
Sorry.
thought is, yeah, no, just because it was very so many much of mechanical terms, so I could not get some of the terms. But what I could understand is, yes, you are actually doing a research where you are identifying the problems and you are trying to work for it, and over that you are trying to come up with the products that can be used by everyone. That's really a very great thing. So salute to you, sir, for doing so wonderful
Thank you.
research,
Thank you so much, madam.
and to all those people who are associated with you. You have been working so nicely, and it was a great learning experience for me to know more about so much of research, so much, especially in the mechanical engineering. So thank you, sir, for joining with us and sharing your journey and
Thank you,
especially
ma'am.
your knowledge with us and your research with us. Thank you very much, sir. And I also thank our founder of Idym Group of Companies, Ravi Shankar, sir, for this wonderful opportunity to all of us to share our stories and a chance to inspire others with this story. And of course, special thanks to Zinat ma'am and Dinal Asmai for this wonderful contribution. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.